What's up, guys? Hey, I want to share a little short version of our engagement story. No promises on it being a short version, though, because y'all know me at this point. If you're still hanging out, you know I find ways to add words. I'll add them. If this was a high school essay and it was, it has to be 1,000 words, you best believe we're mixing in all the prepositional phrases up in here. But a couple cool elements I just want to highlight the ways that God directed me. One is I was praying about when. I told that story yesterday, but once I knew the date, several things that were helpful that I feel like God prompted is, one, the communication plan with her family and my family, and was just able to be thorough with having those conversations, getting the blessing, quote unquote, from family members to propose. Now when we would get married, that was a separate, we didn't know that yet. But here's the step we are going to take, or that I'm going to at least take, is to propose. I wouldn't say I knew for sure what she would say, but I had a hunch I would get a yes. But we didn't do any ring shopping beforehand. I didn't want to groom her or persuade her into committing her life to me. I wanted to surprise her, legit, big surprise. And so with ring shopping, I thought about the whole, have the best friend come ring shopping with you to kind of voice, your potential spouse's thoughts, at least to tell you her ring size. But Megan did not know her ring size, which meant that none of her friends knew her ring size. And I thought, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go right now. So I just drove to an engagement ring store in Houston, and it was a very prayerful process. Just looking at all these rings. I'm about to buy this ring that I decide on, and I've moved on from the floor. Now I'm in one of the little rooms, and we're putting it in a little packet. I'm about to go pay, and I'm actually, so sorry, can I go see the other ring again? I was kind of torn between these two styles, and I felt the Lord stopping me from buying that one that I thought in my mind Megan would like more. And I felt like he was go put that one back, go get the other one. So I felt a little embarrassed because I'm wasting this worker's time. But I'm still gonna spend some money, so I didn't feel too bad. But I'm actually, never mind, forget the past 20 minutes, I'm gonna go get that other one back. So we do the whole deal again. I get that other ring. So that's one cool thing that God did. I didn't really talk about the communication timeline, but he helped me know when to talk to different family members and how to do that in a way without Megan being able to know. He helped me pick out a ring, and Megan still wears the ring. She likes it a lot, so that's a blessing. And the details of the proposal, I also was praying about, how do I do it? What do I do on November 30th? And felt like, again, through prayer, God answered my prayer. He helped me know what to do and gave me an idea. And I did that idea. And that's the last piece that I'll share. I guess I'll share the actual day in another video. But the idea was to do it at what we in my family called the farm. It's this property that was in my family for 6 generations, my extended family, but in my kind of immediate family line for just the most recent couple and the oldest generation. For a couple generations it had gone to some siblings. Anyways, we did Christmases out there growing up. It's 25 acres in Giddings, Texas. Just a beautiful farmhouse on some land, a little pond. And it had basically we weren't really using it anymore as a family. And at this point, today, in 2023, it is no longer in our possession. We sold it. And I kind of knew that it would eventually be sold, so its time in our memory was running short. But also, it's just such a secluded place. So it's a special place, but also a secluded place. Like the front porch is where I thought, that's where I'm going to propose, because it looks upon most of the acreage from that vantage point. And it's like tucked away, so it's kind of surrounded by trees. There's this long, skinny driveway that feels like it goes for a mile, but it's probably not a mile. But at the end of that driveway, it opens up into this bigger field, and which is surrounded by some beautiful trees. And at the back of that field is the farmhouse. And I thought, that's where I want to do it. I'm going to propose on that front porch. But here's the other detail that I got from my journaling time, was to have my Grammy be out there and serve us a meal, and not just any meal, but specifically her gumbo and then beignets for dessert. And Megan is from New Orleans. Her favorite food is gumbo, or at least at that time, that's what she would have said was her favorite food, is gumbo. And my Grammy made a great gumbo and some great beignets. And there's kind of a screened-in back porch where we could eat. We could kind of have a private time while Grammy was in the kitchen. And that's just the other special thing I wanted to share about it today, is just that idea, which again came from prayer and also ended up becoming timely. The farm ended up getting sold, but also Grammy's health ended up going south pretty soon after when Megan and I got engaged. So it would not have been an option for her to be able to drive there, first of all, but especially to do all the work she did, prepping and cooking and cleaning. It just, if I had proposed a year later, it's no way it's an option. And that's just another sweet aspect of it, is it's the special memory I have with my grandma, who is my last remaining grandparent, who at this point is she's living in an assisted living facility and enjoying the final days or months or years of her life, but definitely in a different stage. And so just thankful for that proposal experience. Another cool aspect of it is Giddings was an hour away from College Station. We were going to do an engagement party in College Station, but it had this built-in buffer period where we're spending time together at the farm and then in the car ride, getting to process, getting to talk about all these things that we had never talked about before. Megan did end up saying yes, but I'll share that the day of testimonies in maybe my next video. But just something about the plan is that drive time was super helpful for Megan and for me to just have some space before the party so that we can go to the party and have fun and enjoy ourselves there. Being introverted, it was a needed space. And again, that's something that I wouldn't have had foresight to do on my own. It was just a ramification of having our proposal there in Giddings. And so just thankful. It was God's idea. I was journaling about it. That's how it popped into my head. I felt like the Lord spoke it. Ask Grammy. Okay, I called up Grammy. And she thought about it. She said, I'm all in. And so anyways, just thankful for some of the details that led into how should I propose, and also that ring. I kind of flew by that ring decision-making process in my storytelling, but I also flew by it in real life. It was nerve-wracking. So I bought the ring like second week of August, but I'm not proposing until November 30th. And so I just, boom, I throw it in this bag, in another box, wrap the whole thing in duct tape, and just throw it in the corner of my closet in college. I'm like, I'm not thinking about that because also I can't ruin the surprise, guys. Like, this has to stay a secret. But also, emotionally, I can't just be meditating on this every day, or else I'm going to start feeling antsy and wishing I was engaged already, and I'm not going to have much joy. And so I locked it away, banished it in the duct tape, and then come Thanksgiving break, I was like, all right, I got to make sure that ring is still in there. So thankfully it was, and I'll share some more about that story in my next video. But that's all I got for y'all today. I'll talk to y'all soon. Life is worship. God is love.